I'm Rebecca.
I'm Caitlin.
I'm Nessa.
This is the Family Showdown! Howdy folks, and welcome back to my top 100 games of all time, 2019. And this is Crazy Hates Where I've Ranked My Games, Hunter Thomason. I'm Rebecca, of course. And this week, we're getting to the super excellent games. We're on 30 to 21. No. You've already walked out, so you really can't top this.
No, the super excellent games were the last episode.
And so it begins.
I'm here on protest.
I shall call this top 10 the actually. The reason I say that is because I have new games that are actually new games to the list. I have 4 of them. And then I have
4 new games.
Yes.
What number are we on again?
30 to 21.
Oh my goodness.
There were some amazingly solid, awesome games, and you'll see them in a moment. And then I have 3 that went up and 3 that went down.
4 new games.
Actually. Yes. And in fact, my number 30 is one of said new games. New to the list. I can't remember when we first played it. May not be on your list yet.
I don't know what it is.
Because I can't remember. It is Tapestry. Oh, yeah. Did you play this one yet? I mean,
yes.
Before you... When did you rank it?
37.
Okay. I rest my case.
What is that supposed to mean?
That this game is completely, solidly awesome. All across the board. He can't say nothing.
I like that. She's got to defend all her picks now.
I am. And you know what? It doesn't matter because it's an opinion, so they're right regardless because they're my opinion. But, just saying, you... Shush.
So how about we talk about Tapestry?
Tapestry is amazing. What's neat about Tapestry is that it's like a civilization game. And you're like, wait a second. A civilization game? Does this take 4 hours? No! It takes 90 to 120 minutes. Probably with 2-player closer to the 90. And yes, it still gives you a civilization game feel. I don't know how I did it. Don't know how they did it. It was amazing. And it says 1 to 5 players. I would think this is probably pretty cool even as a solo game. I'm almost intrigued enough to try it. And you know me in solo games. I've played 2. 3. 3.
5.
5?
7.
Not that many. Maybe 5. Maybe. So yeah, not very many games. But this is so neat. You've got your map. You're doing things on the map because it's a civilization game. You've got your player board. And you're trying to I'm trying to think of you're doing everything you're doing for a civilization. And that's what I think is cool. What I really like about this, too... In fact, let me show you these, because they're pretty nifty. I mean, we're in the top 30 games. You should see cool stuff. Look at the bits! Okay, so they have these cute little buildings and stuff. So it's not just little square pieces. Everything's textured in 3D. Very cute. And then... Oh, boy. What did I do? Oh, there. Okay, it's easy. Aha! Here you go. Thank you, assistant. My lovely assistant. There's individual buildings that you can save up and get the stuff for. They are unique. There's only 1 of each of them in the game. They're pre-painted. They're miniatures. They're bigger than the others. They're beautiful. They're big. They're bold. They're beautiful. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them. This is so much fun. They added the extra oomph with all the extra fancy bits. So as you're building up this civilization and everything, and you've got your own player board, and you're working your little engine and trying to build up your civilization, and then you build one of these unique buildings, and it just looks so neat when you're done to have this map that is going to be different every time you play it. It's just solid, smooth play, beautiful. It feels like a civilization game. I still can't get over that enough. And Tapestry. I didn't listen to a lot of the hype, but I know it got hyped pretty well. I would guess it probably lived up to the hype if you like civilization games. Are people still buzzing about this one? No?
Not really.
They're crazy. Crazy. Should be buzzing
It
about
is.
this one.
It is a Civ game, but it's very abstracted.
It is, but it still feels like you're building up
You're not,
stuff. I mean,
you're not
you see-
building up troops and tromping across a map and
I don't care about
wiping
that
out
part.
people. It's
You're
more
building
about the tech trees and doing technologies and things like that.
the best part.
That's a part.
The best part. It still feels like you're building up a civilization. I don't care what you say. So I'm not building armies and smashing you, and that makes it not a civilization game?
In the name civilization, most of them involve combat. Fighting.
Of them? Most.
There is combat.
Don't give
It's
me
very
grief.
abstract.
You had this as your 37. I don't want to hear it. It's
Oh my
amazing.
gosh.
It's a good game.
Wow.
Oh, don't act like you didn't deserve every bit of
Kind
that.
of wave of angst.
Oh my goodness.
You
Okay.
came out like throwing hands right off the bat.
My number 29 has gone up one spot. It was 30 last year. It went up one, so I'd say that's pretty solidly where it belongs. And it's my old favorite we've had for several years now, The Pillars of the Earth. As far as worker placement games go, this is one of my faves for a reason. It's got an absolutely beautiful board. It's very artistic, and you'd think it'd be busy with all of the information that it conveys, but everything is useful and has a purpose on there. And then it also has it numerical by which fires off in what succession at the end of each round. So the board helps you remember how to play the game without even having to go through all of the rules over and over again. I mean, once you play this, it's really easy to pick it back up. It has several different mechanisms in it that I really like. There's a small little phase at the very beginning of the game where you use some little workers that you have, and you dole them out to get a bunch of resources. And then you also have another mechanism where you're working on who's going to be the first player and whatnot. And then there's the strategy of putting where your people are going to go. There's places like you can go on there to try to skip out of paying taxes one turn, or get special cards that let you build certain things. Like if you work up to building glass, oh my goodness, you can build up some victory points in this game. And then they've got like a carpenter, but then they have a really good carpenter who's cheaper but does more with what he's got. So you're making the most out of these resources. You're turning them over. Really doesn't have much to do with the book. Don't care about that part so
Building
much.
a cathedral.
You're building a cathedral. That's what the book's about. That's
There
it.
you go. It has something to do with the book.
But you don't have any like specific characters really. I don't know. It's like, man, you don't have to read the book or anything to enjoy this game.
I haven't read the book.
Exactly.
I probably should read the book.
I don't know that you'd like the book.
No.
So
All right. Maybe I won't read the book.
you're so helpful. But I really like the way this game looks. I like the way the game plays. It's another 90 to 120 minutes. The cutesy little thing about it is it's got little wooden pieces that you put a piece of the cathedral on when you signify the end of the round. So you can see how far along the game you are by how far the cathedral has been built. Very silly. But it's cute. It's effective. And it's just a really fun worker placement game. Where's this rank on your list? Pretty high too, I would assume.
64.
See? He likes it too.
You've always liked this a little bit better.
I always
than me.
have liked it a little more than you. It's
a
just
good
a really
game.
good game. Now this was out of print for a long time, and then it was back in print. Is it out of print again? Not sure.
It was reprinted. It's probably going to be easier to find
Find the newer
secondhand
version.
if it's not in print anymore.
Yeah. But well worth it if so. Good times. All right. My number 28 was my number 19 last year. Probably will sift, I'm guessing by this time next year again. It might find its way in between 19 and 28 and settle down a little bit, because it is a really good game that I like to play over and over, and the engine building in this game is amazing. And that is this monster that is Scythe. This is yeah, it's a heavy game. It's fairly heavy, but it's not as much of a fighting game as a lot of people let on. We've played several games where there almost was no fighting, and then we've played some games where, yeah, there was a lot of fighting. I mean, it just depends on who you're playing and what they're going for in the game, but honestly, it's kind of a toss-up on what's going to happen each time. And what I think is the best thing about Scythe is, well, there's a couple things. A, their story stuff, the little mini stories on the cards are hysterical. You'll get these little story-driven cards, little episodic things, and they'll give you choices, and they're hilarious. It'll be like, you see a farmer walking his pigs, or he's herding his pigs together. Do you A, help the farmer herder's pigs back together, and you get certain resources for that. B, chase off the pigs and have one for dinner, and you get some resources for that, and maybe a loss of reputation or something. And then C, race them, like, scare them and make them run through the town wreaking havoc, and then you get, like, something. I mean, they're, like, really goofy choices, but you get resources and different things from each one of those. And so you're like, do I want to be a bit impish, or should I be nice and help this poor farmer, you know, and you make these decisions. Gives you resources, you move on with the game. They don't really have any long-term implications or anything, but they're hysterical. And then the other thing that's just amazing about this is the player boards for these. Each faction is unique, so their player board is slightly different. So if you play a different faction each time, they're all going to play slightly differently. They each have some unique abilities that you can unlock as well. So how you build the engine for each one and get them the most efficiently run and get all your pieces out and get the victory points is going to be slightly different than the person next to you. And I really like that because as you're playing different characters, different factions each time, I like to play different factions. And so it's a new game. And even if you're playing the same one, you might want to try a slightly different angle at it, right? Just depending on how things come about. Really neat game, and you're going through, and a lot of what you're doing on the map so much is you are taking over some areas, but a lot of times it's resource driven, so you're going to certain areas just to get resources, and there are some achievements that are based off of taking over certain things, so you might fight for that, but a lot of times you don't necessarily have to go and fight. It's an interesting setup, interesting situations. I really like this game. This game gets really long, though, the more players you have. With that game, we maxed out the player count was like an afternoon. But it was a really good afternoon. It was really fun. I had a really good time with it. I really love the unique players. Oh, is this nice to open? I don't remember.
It has Rise of Fenris stuff in it.
Okay, so it's very full. I'm probably not going to...
No, I'm saying we shouldn't open it because it could spoil. Rise of Fenris has been out for a while, but we still should.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, so never mind. No spoilers. But just know that your leader for each faction is unique, a unique miniature. And they're really cool. Like, it'll be your leader standing next to a bear or has a hawk on its shoulder or something really cool. They're all really neat. They have some fierce animal with them. And the robotics that you're using and stuff are all unique. And then you can get some crazy awesome expansions. What?
You call them robotics?
Well, the little robot dudes. They look like AT-ATs, okay? Mechs. I'm sorry. Whatever. Robots. Okay, so, anyway, what's wrong with you? Sorry. Okay, so, anyways, you can get some really cool little blimps. They're not little, actually. They're ginormous. What are some of the other extra things you get? Those were the big ones, though. They're ridiculous. You want to see some minis? Good grief.
What?
All the different extras, the different expansions for this.
No, there's just other factions, and then
the extra factions.
And airships. And then Rise of Fenris, which we can't talk about.
We can't talk about Rise of Fenris, but that was really fun, and if you like Scythe, I think you'd like the legacy of that, and you can add all of those elements, most of the elements in afterwards, and just play with them, and it's cool. Yeah, and I'll leave it at that.
It's just a modular expansion, basically, and you go through all the modules.
But it's fun. It's really fun, and I like the things that it brought into it. So, hint, hint.
It's okay.
Whatever. What number is it on yours, dear?
It's my number 4 game of all time.
Exactly. So hush. Anything else you want to add then? Because
no, it's an amazing game.
A Scythe love fest. It is awesome.
Reminds me a lot of a real-time strategy game, computer game, where you kind of start out and you kind of spread out and you're building up resource, and then you get to like, okay, now I'm going to fight somebody.
Yeah, it does. You know what? It has a really cool picture of them on the back. I'll show you here.
Picture of what?
The picture of the leaders, so you can see them in their little mechs. There you go.
Hey, mechs. The robotics.
You know what? I'm going to give you a punch to the face with the robotics.
Throw some hands.
Throw some hands. All right. That was a workout, just moving Scythe around. That is a big game, people. Okay. My next is my number 27. It was my number 11. Just hasn't hit the table as much. But the replayability on this puppy is high, and I love it. That is Istanbul. Oh my goodness. So we finally got to play this last year with the... it was last year, wasn't it? Gosh, time flies. I don't even know anymore. with everything.
300 years ago.
It feels like 300 years ago. We played with the expansion, and there's like coffee and what was it called? Coffee cacao or some weirdness. It has a weird name for the expansion. I don't even remember. Does he have it in there? Oh yeah, the rule book's in there. Hey, look at you. You and your rule books. We have the little camel that goes with camel. It goes with Camel Up and Istanbul. We had the little camel. We added it. And we had mocha and, what is it? Mocha and bakshish. That's what it is. Mocha and bakshish.
There's another expansion, too.
And there's another expansion.
You have it in your hand.
I do? No, this is another board.
No.
Don't tell me I have it. I don't know. Aha! Letters and seals. There you go. Letters and seals. That one was pretty fun, too. But we finally played with everything, including that little tiny camel. It was fun. It was a pretty epic game. But what's neat about Istanbul is each time you play, you lay out the tiles in a unique pattern within certain parameters. So every time you play, the city map is going to be different. So you're moving your guy around, and you might find some better combinations for certain things. You get a resource and you could feed it off maybe and sell it, and it might be really close, or it might be on the opposite ends next game you play. It just depends on how everything falls. And you're going for these little red gems that the dude's holding, and those are your victory points. You get a certain number of those, triggers the end of the game. What else? Oh, when you're moving, the movement on this is really fun. You have to kind of drop, you have a certain number of little footprints, as it were, that you can leave, and you have to leave them behind you before and go back and retrace your steps, or you have to find a way to get to the middle before you can get all of them back. So you're either stuck moving nowhere, basically, or you have to really plan out how you're going to move. You walk through somebody else's area, you have to pay them a tax, so there's that. You're trying to avoid people, maybe to be most efficient with your money. Money is kind of hard to come by. Each little spot on the board is something different in the town. It might give you resources, or there was like a little gambling house and you can roll dice and try to see if you get something for that. Trading in resources for victory points and stuff. It's really neat. There's just a little bit of something going on all over, and you're just trying to find what's the most efficient race for you to get to all of the little rubies. I love this game. It is so much fun. You don't like it as much as I do, though.
No, I like it quite a bit, but it's my 66.
Yeah, it's fun. It's really fun. When we played at Epic, how long was it? Do you remember how long it took?
It didn't take much longer.
Okay. And they say it's 40 to 60 minutes playing time. So, yeah, I think it was a little bit over an hour when we played with everything, and that's pretty cool, too. Because a lot of times you add a bunch of expansions and it can slog down a game. Not the case with Istanbul. There you go. Such a good game. All right. My number 26 is new to the list. And it's actually new to the list. And we really enjoyed it.
Did we?
Yes.
Did we?
We did.
Oh,
it's
we
my
did.
buddy. It's my buddy Uwe. Glass Road. One of my favorites by him. Oh my goodness. So, Glass Road has this really cool mechanism. See if I can show you. Oh, geez. Look at all the shiny bits. Okay. Land. More land. Fancy that. Little player tokens. And what you use those tokens on is your personal resource board. Ta-da! So on this resource board, as you can see, things move. What? Why do we have this dial? Well, if you use the resources, then they might reset to 0 or whatnot, right? But where it's at, it shows you how many of each thing there is. And as you collect certain things, it also produces some of the more difficult to find resources. At the same time, if you get too far, you've maxed out and you haven't spent them, you're basically just losing out on all of these resources. So you need to pick and choose when you get these things to maximize what you need to do, build your engine, get your victory points. Meanwhile, you are going through on the Glass Road and clearing land and building up your little civilization, place, thing, stuff. And and you're adding all these lovely little rooms like clay basin, a shingles manufacturer. And you're going to have certain resources to pay. They give you certain resources and things in exchange, or victory points and this and that. And you've got to make your little combinations work again, build up your little engine so that you can start cranking out those victory points. Boom. Love it. But it's heavy.
Boom.
It's Heavy. Okay.
I think I just got threatened.
You did. I mean, didn't. How long is this? This one is 20 minutes per player. But it's heavy.
3 days. It's not that heavy.
That's pretty heavy.
It's heavy.
It's pretty
not
heavy.
That heavy.
According to Hunter, it's not heavy. Therefore, it's heavy.
So what?
Okay.
So how do I say?
If he says it's medium weight, then it's like really heavy. You guys all know his scale's a little skewed. So, just saying.
Something's a little skewed.
Oh my goodness.
My number 22.
Boom!
So I'm right there with you.
Yeah, love this
We
game.
can agree on something for once.
You saw it here first. Yeah, Glass Road. No, it's really good. I just really like the way that plays. And it's shocking that it plays as fast as it does. And that's something that
An hour to set up, 20 minutes to play.
Yeah, kind of. It kind of is. It's not a joke. It's pretty amazing. This is like my heavy track now because my number 25 is also new to the list. And it is the 6th heaviest game that we own.
No, because all the Lacerdas aren't in that thing.
Okay, so it's like in
Top
the top 10 of the heaviest games that we own.
That would be a fair statement.
And that is this monster, the Colonists.
I'm shocked at this.
Oh my gosh, I love this game. Why are you shocked?
Because you like it more than me, but I know I like it more than you.
That doesn't even make sense.
Exactly.
Like this game. Oh my gosh. I know. I love this game, and we haven't even finished doing like the top civilization era or whatever it's
Correct.
called. Oh, we need to do that. What are we doing this weekend? This game. So yeah,
Aren't we?
this is another one of those like Civ kind of build up your place. Wow, I'm so articulate about Colonists. You're like, yeah, let's get out there and play that game. So, but no, it's really heavy. It takes a lot of strategy. Let me. I don't know if there's anything super amazing to look at per se, but it's just a cool game. Yeah, it's like a lot of cardboard. I mean, there's nothing about that part that you're like, wow. Although it is brightly colored and it's easy to tell the different types from each other. Because, I mean, look, little purple shirts. Look, little brown planks of wood. It's kind of obvious what's gold and what's wood and what's this and that. They did a really good job with that. So you're not just going, okay, it's another brown piece of cardboard. Yay. But you're building, it's just crazy. You're building buildings, you're building up an engine, you're working your resources, you're doing a lot of what you do with all of these types of games, but it just, again, the way that you do it and everything, it felt a little different. It was a fresh way to look at it. And it had, when we played it, the first thing I said was, this has bits and pieces of everything I like most about games, and it's like they took all those and put them together and made a really smooth, big game out of it. And I love that. It's worker placement, it's resource management, it's building up an engine, it's got what else? Everything I like.
Tile placement.
City
building.
Yeah,
city building. World building.
Need I say more? Yeah, it's just a big old block of cardboard, but it's glorious. Glorious cardboard, people.
I still don't think you like it as much as I
dare
do.
say it is an epic strategy game.
No, it's the epic strategy game.
What he said.
No, that's what it says right
I know.
This is the.
It's the authoritative. What rank do you have it as?
36.
You're crazy.
On the back. I think I'd like it more if I actually got to play the full game. Anyway.
We need to.
I like this. Worker movement. Worker placement is so yesterday.
Where does it say that? I missed it. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, because basically on the board, when you're building out the world, right? It's a little tile placement world, and you have workers out there, and you have to travel between the worker placement spots, and you can only travel so far. So you're moving your worker
them,
around the board,
placing them.
Yes,
that's funny. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I do want to play epic, like all the eras game one day.
Yeah, just all of them in succession.
Maybe when I retire.
At the rate we're going, yeah, probably. But it's so good, so good. All right. Then my number 24 is also new.
Oh my goodness.
You're not going to see
it.
No, it's not. As soon as you see it, you'll know why. You can keep coughing all you want over there. But it's my boy.
Oh.
It's my boy.
Oh.
It's my boy, Stefan Feld.
Oh.
And it's more Trajan. This time it's his forum. So Forum Trajanum. Oh, it's more happy, Feldy goodness in Rome with Trajan. Apparently he does great things with Emperor Trajan. You keep going, Feld. This is greatness. It's a slightly lighter version than Trajan. Trajan's still heavier. It does a lot of similar-esque things. Some of the, like, as we have called them before, the mini games that are going on in Trajan. It has a couple of those basically, but it has a fairly similar feel. It does some slightly different things with them. Still pointy, salady, goodness. There's not a whole lot more to say about that unless you just don't know anything about Trajan. Again, you're going through and getting Senate approval, resources. Again, you're getting your resources and doing all of the same things to get your victory points. It's, again, very similar, slightly watered down version of Trajan, but he smooths down the gameplay of those mini games. It's a lot smoother. Oh man, so good, so good. This is 30 minutes a player, and that's probably just about right.
You compare it to Trajan, I don't think it's much like Trajan.
Yeah, it's
got some similarities, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, this is like not even in my top 5 Felds, maybe not even my top. I lost track about 6 or 7, so it's probably 8 or 9. I got tired of counting. It's like middle of the road Feld for me. It landed at number 98. Wow. The thing about it is the reason you probably like it, it's got tile placement.
Yeah, I love the tiles.
I love it. You're building up your little player board with tiles, and there's orientation. Basically, you're going to pick a row and a column and things like that. Yeah. There's trading. You trade tiles with each other, and you're going up all these different tracks and getting different benefits. And then there's tile placement over here on another board, on the main board.
Again, very Trajan-esque.
Tile placement of tiles, and it's being placed.
But there's lots of good tile placement stuff going on. Don't you butt.
But.
No butts. This is good.
But, in comparison to other Felds, now Felds are amazing, but in comparison to other Felds, meh.
Careful. Oh no, you didn't.
Meh.
No, that's not how that works.
Middle of the road Feld.
You're middle of the road Feld. All right.
But it's my number 98, so that tells you how much I like Feld games. But, it's not 20, what was that again?
24.
24! Oh my goodness.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. All right. My 23 was my 25 before, so we went up 2. So it's pretty stable. And that is a game that you definitely do not like nearly as much as I do.
Oh, dear.
It's Life, the board game for adults. The Pursuit of Happiness.
Let me look way down my list somewhere.
Oh my gosh. And it shouldn't be, because this game is greatness. I love Pursuit of Happiness. This is a medium weight game where you are going through, maybe medium heavy, and you are living your life. You're living your best life. It is like Life, the board game, the way as a kid you enjoyed that game and you're going through and you're like, oh no, I bought a skunk farm. Well, now you go in here and you're like, oh no, I have this creepy doll collection. It is so awesome. You go through and buy things. You get a career. You can have relationships. You can get, like get married, not get married. You can go in and you get jobs and hobbies, and you can buy stuff. And then now they have like these community things, so you can join certain I almost said cults. There probably is one in there. Who knows? Join clubs and different things and be involved. And you're gathering resources from those things and money, and you have to dole that out. Because, of course, if you're keeping a really good board game collection, which, by the way, is a thing you can do in here, it costs you money. So you have to have that money each time. And if you don't have enough money, you might have to work an extra job, and that causes you stress. And that ages you faster. And I'm seeing a distinct trend, and now it's starting to sound a little too real. Ooh. No, I'm just kidding. I love this game. This game is really awesome. It's good times. And you were like, it's okay. This game is so much fun. It's just like big kid game. It's big kid life. This is what I wanted life to be when I was a kid.
131.
You need some serious help. You need to play this again. You've forgotten the greatness, clearly.
Clearly. I've forgotten how great that game is. It's good. It's good. It's 131. That's pretty good. It's probably like close to the top 10% of the games I played. So it'd get an A, right? If you're in the top 10%, that's an A. I give it an A.
It should be an A plus.
A low A.
Oh my gosh! See,
A
there he
minus.
goes. There he goes.
Barely an A. I got it graded on a curve to get to the A.
I could say something about you. Nothing.
All right, tell me about a good game.
All right, my number 22 was my number 18 last year, so it dropped just a hair.
Just a hair. Just a
Just a
hair.
hair. I think that's almost negligible because this game is totally liquid, baby.
Oh my.
Yes. Jurassic Park in a box. Combine it with like Zoo Tycoon, and you've got yourself a happy, happy game. You are building dinosaurs from DNA, and then you're making a dinosaur park, and you have people, nice little paid customers, and you have those crummy little hoodlums that jump the fence and don't pay a fee. But you've got all this greatness, and you've got, look at this. You gotta see this. Oh, look at this. How did you fit all this in one box? Here's your DNA, though. Isn't that glorious? They're even amber colored. Glorious. Okay, meeples are, oh, here. I think I can get this out without changing the delicate balance.
What are you trying to do?
I want to show them some dinosaurs because
That's
they're
not the
amazing.
dinosaurs.
There's a dinosaur in here.
No, these are the dinosaurs.
I know they are. Oh, they disrupted the delicate balance. Okay, look. Okay, here's some of the expansion stuff. See that? That's a goat. You get to feed that to critters like this. Nah. See this? Goat. Unsuspecting goat. Meat dinosaur. Nah. It's
Oh my gosh, what is going on in
yes.
this show?
Oh my gosh, it's glorious. Okay.
This is where the Showdown lost control. Right
Oh
here.
my goodness. There's like 20 plus different shaped, different types of dinosaurs. First player slap bracelet. Yeah.
That's a Kickstarter.
It was a
thing.
Kickstarter thing. It is the nerdiest best thing
Or maybe,
ever.
I don't know if it is or not. I don't know.
Or maybe it's just nerdy awesomeness. But yeah, okay, now you can see that if you get the expansion, it does fit in one box, albeit barely. You get to do all sorts of things. There's resource management craziness. Now, the one thing that's a delicate balance is you must make sure that your park has a security level able to keep all these monstrosities safe and secure away from your park goers. Otherwise, they will run rampant and start eating people. And guess what? Those little rotten hooligans, the ones that didn't pay, no, because they're good at jumping fences, they like parkour their way out of there and they don't get eaten. So it's only your paid customers that get eaten. The world is not fair. Just saying. But it is so true. And these guys, oh my gosh, this game is so great. It's so fun to work on that, keeping that balance, and you're building your dinosaurs, you're working the DNA, and you might hire some special scientists to help you do stuff and get extra things. You get to play with plastic dinosaurs. I mean, there's really nothing bad about this game. Just saying. Nothing bad.
They're going to ask my opinion of it?
What's your opinion of this game?
It's alright. Actually, it's my number 17.
Okay. Okay. That's
I love
more
that game.
like
It's an
it.
amazing game.
It is so good.
Amazing game.
Amazing.
It is so much fun to play.
It is. In fact, what are we doing right now? Because I kind of want to play that game right now.
Alright.
All right. My number 21 shot up the list. It was my number 40. It kind of tanked for a while. And now it is at 21 because it's just been a really nice go-to, like, chill game. And I love it. And that is my buddy, Star Realms. Hunter made a nice little box for me because...
It's not a nice box.
Well,
A crappy throw-together box.
it is a throw-together box, but it was, like, perfect for me because if I'm just going to chuck it in a purse or something, I don't want a super nice box for this. This is ideal. These boxes are so sturdy. So, yeah, we just we taped the label on here, and I can't even, see, it's chock full. I don't even have all the expansions and stuff. I have all the things that I want from Star Realms basically in here, and I have them separated so I can just pull them out and throw down a game. Although it's kind of hard to pull them out now because, like I said, they're very tightly in here. But I love playing this game. I play it on the app. I play it with the cards. You can throw it down pretty much anywhere. And I have so many of those cards now that no two games are ever going to be the same ever again because we've got the events and the captains and all that stuff in there. So you shuffle all that, and you never know when you're going to see that stuff again because the deck is like yay thick now full of all these exciting different ships from the different factions, and you get bonuses that play off of each other if you have a certain number of if you have 2 or more of the same faction out. Sometimes they do extra damage, or they give you extra money, they give you some extra little perk, so you might want to stick with getting one faction, and basically you're just trying to destroy the other player. It's just quick and easy. I mean, you can teach the game in like 2 minutes pretty much. Just tell people to read the cards, and it's a nice little deck fighter game. Lay out your cards, attack, buy your stuff, whoosh, you're done, next, and you go. I love it. Love that kind of stuff. Hunter does not.
So
Hunter
no, wait.
Is a big giant
it's at the very
party
look. It's
pooper.
it's at the very almost the very top of my list. Like the
very top, as in the bottom.
Oh
of the
wait,
list.
it's upside down. It's the very bottom of my list. 206.
Isn't he clever? No, he's not clever.
206.
You're not cool. Not cool. Are you threatening me?
It's the perfect game for you, sweetie.
Yes, it is, because I like cards and I like card games and I like to throw down. And you just shut your mouth.
It's
alright.
Meh.
Yeah. Huh? No, it's not meh. It's Star Realms and it's spacey goodness. Cards in space.
It should be up in space.
On that note, we're gonna go. I have some things I need to take care of. Where's your help sign?
Oh, I got a sign right here.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
You have a sign?
Yeah.
Was that stupid not better than War of the Ring sign again? Oh my goodness. Let it go. Okay, so you need to stay tuned, because now we are down to the finales. We got the top 20. So, down to the... Look at you and your $2 words. Woo! All right. So, the next 10 I have labeled surprise.
Oh, dear.
I mostly did that just for him.
Oh, no.
But, yeah, it's going to be really good. Solid, crazy, awesome games. I want to play them even more than these, which is kind of ridiculous, because I really want to play these right now after I take care of a few things. So, stay tuned. We'll see you next time. Bye.